We are happy with this development, and without wasting your time, I want to encourage us to realize that we are making history today. Let me mention this. One of those who answered our call here today will emerge as governor of Ebonyi State.
We are very much grateful to His Lordship, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Nwifuru'S, Catholic Bishop of Abakaliki Diocese, for his passion, for the concern, and for the love he has for good governance. Our loving bishop passes sleepless nights thinking about the welfare and the well-being of the citizens of Ebonyi State, who are also members of the church. We are indeed blessed with a bishop who does not shy away from his prophetic calling to speak out and to direct the leaders and the led as all members of his flock. By divine arrangement and as it pleased God, Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna Nwifuru'S emerged as the winner of the gubernatorial elections in the 2023 gubernatorial elections in Ebonyi State and became the governor of Ebonyi State since 29th May 2023. Today is 22nd May 2024, meaning that in a week's time, the governor of Ebonyi State, our dear governor, Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna Nwifuru'S, will clock 1 year in office as the governor of Ebonyi State. It's now time for us to assess how far he has kept to the words of his manifesto for the past 1 year, and to what extent he has kept to the contract signed with the citizens of Ebonyi State in the Citizens' Charter of Demands, which we presented to the candidates that attended our event. That is the maiden clergy and laity interactive session or town hall meeting with the governorship candidates of various political parties in Ebonyi State that was held on Wednesday, 25th January 2023. Before we listen to his manifesto and our Citizens' Charter of Demands, let us bear in mind that the role of the Catholic Church in politics is to instruct and enlighten the consciences of the faithful, particularly those involved in political life, so that their actions may serve the integral promotion of the human person and the common good. So, while the priest and the bishop instruct the people on their civic and political duties, they do not take part in party political activities, because they are the spiritual fathers to all the citizens. If you read the Pastoral Constitution on the Church in the Modern World, precisely number 76, the fathers of the Second Vatican Council emphasized, among other things, that the Church should have true freedom to preach the faith, to proclaim its teaching about society, to carry out its task among men without hindrance, and to pass moral judgments even in matters relating to politics, whenever the fundamental rights of man or the salvation of souls requires it. Hello, my dear friends. I invite you then to drop your assessment or your own scorecard on the following areas in the comment section. Our thematic areas of concern for assessment of our governor's performance for 1 year in office: agriculture, education, security, economy, infrastructure, respect for human rights and the rule of law, church-state relationship. Your own assessment will be of much help to enable us commend the efforts of the governor, appreciate him where he is performing well, and make some recommendations or suggestions on how he should improve on where he is not getting it right. That is our duty as spiritual leaders and the clergy of the Catholic Church. We request you and beg you to make your comments in a courteous manner and in a respectful manner, so that it will bear the desired fruit to the glory of God. Let us now patiently listen to the manifestos of His Excellency, our dear Governor, Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna Nwifuru, after which we listen to our Citizens' Charter of Demands. Then you go about making your assessment from what you have heard and what you have seen within the 1 year. God bless you.
My name is Nwifuru'S Francis Ogbonna. I'm a graduate of building technology and also a graduate of law. I am a candidate of All Progressive Congress, Ebonyi State, a gubernatorial candidate. I am here, distinguished brothers and sisters, to tell you why I want to serve you as your governor. On this note, I have only one agenda. And what is the agenda? Liberation. And that agenda centered on what we can achieve and what we can do for ourselves, not what governments can do for us. As a human being, you should be able to build a confidence that you too can do something for yourself before you seek government's attention. On this note, my manifesto is themed Manifesto, the People's Charter of Needs, not what government wants. And what I mean by People's Charter of Needs and not what government wants is very straight. And I want you to understand it very clear. In my own understanding, if you come to the area of education, you ask yourself, where are we today? Today in the area of education, we've done very well. As far as I'm concerned, the government of Ebonyi has been able to lift Ebonyi State in that backward state of education to a very enviable height where we are today. So many states are scratching to get to that point. And I'm very much grateful to God. But are we in a place that we're supposed to be? The answer is no. Why? We didn't show much interest in the area of appropriation, in the area of being focused in our own education sector. And what do we do now? What we are going to do is to appropriate more resources and be more focused and know where we came from. All of us are from the villages, and we know we school at the community primary schools. And today, government primary schools are already the primary schools of the indigent. It's no more the primary school of everybody. It's now the primary schools for the indigent. So I want to build a primary school where everybody, including my own children, will sit down and school with the children of the poor. That is my intention. And I say it clear in my manifesto that there is no need me sending my children to private school. Whereas the children of the electorate, those that trust me and gave me their mandate to serve them, are schooling in the public school. So my own children and the children of all the political appointees will school at the public school. So in the area of health, today if you look at our federal teaching hospital, I call it at all time the mortuary center. Because we can't see health there. Every time you go there, you must see a lot of people that couldn't make it. Why? Because we have people who are very much lackadaisical in taking their duty very trustworthy and very much needed. So the trouble we have there is not because of the personnel, as people thought. The personnel, well, they don't have the confidence, but they don't have the enabling equipment. So what do we do as a state? Since we don't have hands in managing that federal teaching hospital, my intention will come to manifestation. First thing I will do is to build state teaching hospital. We need to build a Ebonyi State Teaching Hospital. And that is one of the two things I said now. The area of education and health is the basic need of every human being. Thank you very much.
In our own pattern as Justice, Development and Peace Commission, according to the national body, at the end of a program like this, we gather and articulate the feelings of the citizens, and it forms the Citizens Charter, and we make our demands. As citizens of Nigerian nation, and Ebonyi State in particular, who have had the opportunity to interact with you, our dear governorship candidates of various political parties, we wish to make some demands through this charter of demands, believing that you have acceptance of the charter, we convince the citizens of Ebonyi State of your goodwill and make your manifesto more meaningful to the would-be voters, who in turn can use the charter as a basis for their demands and take appropriate collective action to ensure that they are achieved after the election. In this charter, the core areas of our concern in our interactive session form the development needs of our state. The core areas of concern in our interactive session / town hall meeting today are agriculture, education, health, security, economy, infrastructure, respect for human rights and the rule of law, and church-state collaboration. On agriculture, giving grants and soft loans to all farmers, providing modern tools for agricultural needs of our farmers. Education, providing free and quality education for all Ebonyi pupils in public institutions. Payment of bursary to all students from Ebonyi State in tertiary institutions from time to time. Subsidizing the cost of registration for WAEC and professional examinations for Ebonyi students. Providing conducive learning environment and necessary facilities in public schools. Giving better remuneration and conditions of service for both the teaching and non-teaching staff of public institutions. On security, ensuring that there is high level of security of lives and property in Ebonyi State, fortifying government-owned security agencies to perform better rather than forming individual security guards that turn back to harass the citizens. Seeing to peaceful settlement and resolution of intercommunal crises in different parts of Ebonyi State. On economy, enhancing the ease of doing business in Ebonyi State, creating job opportunities for the teeming population of our unemployed youth, prompt payment of salaries to Ebonyi civil servants with no delayed action in giving promotions and gratuities, as well as payment of pensions, building industries and harvesting our mineral resources, investing funds generated internally for the well-being of all Ebonians. On infrastructure, continuing the good works of the past governors, especially the outgoing governor, Engineer David Nwifuru'S, regarding infrastructure development, especially on road construction, ensuring that uncompleted projects of the outgoing administration are not abandoned. On respect for human rights and rule of law, giving due respect to the rights of individuals, groups or organizations living, residing or operating in Ebonyi State. Respecting boundaries with regard to constitutional separation of powers so that the much needed checks and balances among the three tiers of government can be done without undue influence of one over the other. On church-state collaboration, according respect and recognition to traditional and religious institutions, completing the process of handing over mission schools seized by the government and giving them back to the original owners, signing the necessary legal documents regarding the government colleges already handed over to some churches. We, the members of the Catholic Diocese of Abakaliki Justice, Development, Peace and Caritas Initiative, CDA-JDPCI, in submitting this charter of demands, hereby solicit your support on assumption of office. We declare that this is a non-partisan, non-political, non-religious, and not affiliated to any one single ethnic group, but this is an inclusive representation of interests, needs, and interests and needs of the entire citizens of Ebonyi State, whose lives will be affected by the implementation of the words of this charter. These demands are by no means exhaustive, but only reflect our prioritized needs for now, which will impact positively on the lives of our members and fellow citizens of Ebonyi State. By God's grace, if you become the governor of Ebonyi State, we appeal that these demands go into the budget during your budget planning process. Signed, Reverend Father Samuel Okorie, Director, CDA JDPCI.
If one of you wins, I want to see a situation where the winner will invite the rest of you and say, you had good idea on this. You had good idea on this. I want you to assist me to achieve that which you had wanted to do, but the opportunity has come to me. We want to see all of you work together. Don't feel when the results are announced and whatever the INEC carries on with this job and announces the winner, feel that you have also won. I believe anyone who wins can extend a hand of friendship to all others. And together, we will win big, we will win strong, and our state will shine more brightly in the Committee of States in Nigeria.